Good evening and welcome back to Dharmapala College grounds, Pandipitiya. It's the MCA Super League T10 Tier B league stage. The fourth game for today is going to be held in a while, and that's between South Asian Technology and People's Leasing. The third game, which was scheduled to be happen today, was between Allianz Insurance and George Stewart Health, but George Stewart didn't show up, and Allianz Insurance got a walkover in the third game. In this game between South Asian Technology and People's Leasing won the toss and they have decided to bowl first. Not a surprising decision. All the team captains who won the tosses today decided to bowl first. This is the People's Leasing camp in their huddle. All these players have been playing for some time. Lots of experience behind their back. A comfortable evening at Pandipitiya. Two umpires are ready. The batters are ready. And the umpires urging the fielding team to get their positions as quickly as possible. As the lighting could be disadvantageous for both of the teams. People's Leasing bowling first, and South Asian Technologies to bat first. Setting the field up is an important part in the game. A packed offside field to start off with. A point, cover, a short extra, a mid-off, a man at the long on boundary. These are the teams: People's Leasing, Ruan Fernando, Chatura Anuradha, Dhananjaya Kappagoda, Ishan Vikramatunga, Isuru Gunasekara, Nuwan Sanjeeva, Romesh Mendis, Samuda Jayalat, Sanat Dasanayaka, Shehan Hettiarachchi, Hashanti Costa. South Asian Technology, Kevin Pereira, Chamod Ratnayaka, Dilshan Madhuwanta, Jayodhya Amarasena, Lasantha Kamalal, Mahoshada Fernando, Manindra Jayatilaka, Risit Ishara, Suviru Satnindu, Tulana Surakshit, Yashan Avishka. Quite a few familiar names in the teams. Most of these players have been playing school cricket for a while, and this is the first ball. Starting off with a wide. Interesting. First runs for South Asian Technology. Outside the off stump, poking at it, the batter is unsuccessful. That's Subiru Satnindu facing against Sanat Dasanayaka. Good comeback by Sanath Dasanayaka. Pulling back. Suviru Satnidu's stats, 55 games, quite a lot of experience behind him. Averaging 18.02. Good shot. Sliced it through to the third man. First runs off the bat to Suviru Satnidu. Sanath Dasanayaka, 17 matches, 18 wickets, best bowling of 3 for 5. Good economy as well, 4.32. Now on strike is Lasantha Kamalal, averaging 23 and a strike rate of 122.26. Looks the aggressor. And rightly so. Just a single. Down to long on. He was trying to attack the bowler. But the protection was at the deep. And he couldn't find the meat of the bat. Beautiful shot. Nicely driven through the covers. And that's a 4. First boundary of this game. Off the bat of Suviru Satnidu. Really well placed. Sanath Dasanayaka will have to think twice if he's bowling outside the stump. Batsmen are urging for a second and they get it. Good running between the batsmen. The score move up to 9. Good early call by the non-striker. Projected score could vary, but it's now at 108. Here's Sanath Dasanayaka to Suviru Satnidu. Oh, good comeback. A very good comeback by Sanath Dasanayaka after getting hit for a boundary. That's the end of the first over. South Asian Technology, 9 for no loss.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්
Current run rate is at 9. First over went for 1 boundary and 9 runs. Dhananjaya has been introduced into the attack. Dhananjaya Kappagoda, 10 matches, 10 wickets. Best bowling figures of 3 wickets for 32. Good economy as well, 5.06. But the batters are looking to attack, looking to find their rhythm. The keeper is few steps back, indicates the pace of the bowler. Good start, just a single, down to backward point. It's hard to see the fast bowlers bowling fast on this wicket, the matting. Kappagoda could be the fastest bowler that we see today. Nicely guided away for another single by Suviru Satnidu. He moves up to 8. A few boundaries from Lasantha Kamalal should be the ask by the South Asian Technology camp, the dugout. Here comes Dhananjaya. A bit of a swing into the batsman. Makes it hard to find room for the shot. South Asian Technology on 12. They've got wickets, they've got overs. They've got everything to play for. As Kappagoda running in. Comes down the wicket. And a slight miscommunication on the pitch. But the non-striker is safe. He's very lucky to be there. The non-striker, Lasantha Kamalal. Here's Kappagoda. Again walking down the wicket is Suviru Satnidu. Unable to find the bat. Another extra to South Asian Technology. Now they move up to 13 for no loss. There's one ball to go in the second over. 2 runs and 2 extras so far in this over. No chance of a run. This is good bowling by Dhananjaya Kappagoda. A fast delivery to end the over. South Asian Technology 13 for none.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Welcome back to Dharmapala College Grounds, Pannipitiya. It's the MCA T10 Super League stage matches. The 4th game for today between South Asian Technology and People's Leasing. Another bowling change as Lasantha Kamalal takes strike. Four fielders on the leg side and all the other fielders on the offside. Nuwan Sanjeeva is going to be the next bowler. No wickets for him so far, but this could be a chance for him to get a wicket. Will it be his day? Suviru Satnidu is ready on the crease. Scored a nice drive, scored a nice boundary off a drive in the very first over. Saviru Satnidu. Here comes Nuwan. That's very wide outside the off stump. The umpire calls it wide. That's another extra to the total. Pulls and pulls hard, but there's protection at the boundary. Two fielders converging for it. Only one run to Suviru Satnidu. Now Lasantha Kamalal, the aggressor, the powerful hitter, is back on strike. And he's trying to hit it too hard. Not finding the middle of the bat. Good over so far, apart from the wide by Nuwan. Again a top edge. Just a single as the long on fielder returns the ball. Here's the big shot. Lasantha Kamalal hits it out of the park. The first 6 in this innings. Nicely hit. He was ready for that ball. In the previous few deliveries, he was trying to hit it too hard, but this time he was waiting until the ball comes to his bat. .23 for South Asian technology. We are on the third over. The batsmen are running hard. Is there a chance for a second? Yes, they are running back. Marginal. Nonetheless, batters are safe. .12 runs so far in this over. Look at the running. Good early calls by both of the batters. And a good return as well. This one goes up high. Nobody catches it. Chance of a second. The batters complete the 2 runs. South Asian technology move up to 27 with those 2. It was in there for a while, but both of the fielders were unable to get to it. 3 overs gone, 27 for none.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Third over by Nuwan Sanjeeva. Went for quite a few runs. 14 scored off his over. The batters are slowly getting a move on. Now the projected score stands at 90. Ruan Fernando has been introduced to the attack as Suviru Satnidu is on strike. Two men out on the boundary on the leg side. A single down to mid-off by Suviru Satnidu. Ruan Fernando is an experienced campaigner playing in this tournament. Much will be expected from him. Bowling in a good line and a good length. Both the batters are right-handers. So Ruan Fernando has a slight advantage being a left-armer. Paddled down to fine leg boundary. That's a good option by Suviru Satnidu. Three runs taken by the batsman. That's good running and good fielding at the boundary by the deep square leg fielder. He had to run a few yards to catch that ball. These are good options taken by the batters. This was the fielding effort. Tries to pull it hard, but again doesn't manage to get the middle of the bat. Lasantha Kamalal moves up to 15 with that shot. Late cut by Suviru Satnidu, but he couldn't find the gap. Had he found the gap, it could have been a 4. Current run rate is at 8.87 after 3.5 overs. Here's the big shot. Or is it a chance? A fielder is under it and he takes it. That's the first wicket going down for South Asian Technology. That has to be Lasantha Kamalal of Ruan Fernando's bowling. Nicely set up by Ruan. He was bowling a few deliveries up to the batsman and then he invited him to pull. The man to go is Lasantha Kamalal, South Asian Technology, 34 for 1. One wicket down. South Asian Technology is on 34. Manindra is the new batter. We are into the 5th over of this game. Still having a look at his field. It's Isuru Gunasekara. Another left-arm orthodox. Another single by Suviru Satnidu. That's a good ball. A flatter one, a faster one. The batter, Manindra, Didn't expect it to come that faster. Again, darting at him. But Manindra gets off the mark with a couple. Isuru Gunasekara at the moment is bowling well. He's limiting the batsman from going anywhere. He's bowling around the wicket. That was good running by the batters. Manindra is back on strike. Again short. And gets the treatment it deserved. 6 runs of Manindra. Manindra moves up to 8 with that 6. Slight adjustment of the length. And it didn't go the bowler's way. Good comeback by Isuru Gunasekara. He was bowling on the good length, but he dropped one shot and got the punishment. Another one. Good over, apart from the 6 that was scored. 5 overs gone. South Asian Technology 43 for 1.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Five overs completed, 43 runs on the board for the loss of 1 wicket. Manindra 8 of 5 and Suri on 16. Not the best of the starts for South Asia Technologies. They lost only 1 wicket, but the proceedings have been pretty slow for them. And gone, is he? Yes, he is. Suviru Satnedu coming down the track, trying to play it, trying to loft that ball down the ground. But Ruan Fernando has completely deceived the batter with a delivery that was fed up in the air and enticing the batter to come down the track. He missed it completely. Suviru Satnedu is gone for 16 of 15 deliveries and now 2 down. South Asia Technologies. Right, so Ruan Fernando straight away picking up his 2nd wicket. He's bowled well, 7 runs given away. Asking the question this time. Nothing much there from the umpire. See, Ruan Fernando, the thing about his bowling so far in this match is that he's mixing it up. He's darting one ball in and he's floating another delivery. So it has been a good mix of everything from Ruan Fernando. That's up in there, a chance, but it lands in the gap between the two fielders, a deep mid wicket and long on. So no chance for both the fielders. Not a very well executed shot. Not much power behind that shot there from Mahosha the Fernando. Need to finish off his shot. High score of 60 with a very healthy strike rate of 157. It's down the ground once again. Will be just a single. There's protection and coming back for the second run. This is good running. Bit of lateness from that fielder to return that ball back to the playing area. Last ball of this over. Long on and long off, back in at the rope, so obviously will be just a single. But that's a real good over once again from Ruan Fernando. 6 overs completed, 49 for 2.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
It's 49 for 2. People's Leasing. They've been able to put some restrictions on the run flow, especially in the last couple of overs, as there were a couple of sixes being scored by South Asia Technologies. But overall, 49 for the loss of 2 wickets in 6 overs is something that People's Leasing wouldn't mind at this stage, because you can see the projected score with the current run rate of just above 8 runs per over. It will get them to somewhere around 80, which is, I mean, given the circumstances of this tournament and given how teams have scored in this tournament, have chased down in this tournament, chasing down a target of 80 or anything in between 80 to 90 is not going to be a problem. It's just you have to be very consistent with your run making. You have to make sure that you're getting those boundaries on time and you're keeping that run rate afloat at every possible time. And if you can do that, chasing around 80 to 90 is not going to be a problem. But if it gets over 100 runs, now that's where the real problem starts.
Ooh.
Coming back for the second run. Got to hurry. And he's gone. That was a suicidal attempt there from the batter. Trying to come back for the second run. It was struck firm. The fielder, it was not within his reach, but that was a good cover up there from that fielder. On the bounce, and a good work from the wicketkeeper. Missed it completely. Samudar with the ball in hand. 50 on the board for South Asia Technologies. We're into the 7th over of this match. That's being a bit cheeky, but and coming back for the second run. Couple of attempts there to get that extra run from both these batters. One attempt went completely wrong, got himself run out. But now again, trying to get back to that second run off a misfield. Yep. Now that's up in there. Might not run away for a boundary. It was up in there for some time. The boundaries have completely dried up. And again a misfield. South Asia Technologies have accumulated right around 5 to 6 runs off misfield so far. But that won't really hurt People's Leasing because, as I mentioned earlier, the boundaries have dried up a lot. So they need a big shot, they need a 6, they need a boundary to set the tone back, to get that momentum back on track. Because at the moment, the run rate just above 8 runs per over. Just 55 runs on the board. We're in the just couple more deliveries in the 6th over. So what they need right now is a good solid innings from either of these players. Once again a misfield. Would you believe that? Nobody to cover it up. That was a mistake there for People's Leasing. It was driven very firmly. Not the best of the throws. There we go. That's a bit harsh on the ball as well. Punched on the ground. There's protection at long off rather. And they're coming back for the second run. This is really good running. No chance of the wicket keeper. And they're running for everything. That's the end of the over as well. 7 overs done, 59 for 3.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දිග පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Right, so Dhananjay back with the ball in hand. His first over went for just a couple of runs, so it's been a good display of bowling from him. Let's see whether he can continue that into this over as well. And further firm the strangle that they have at the moment against South Asia Technologies. The important thing is not to give away any boundaries at this stage. A good bounce, good carry through to the wicket keeper. Took the batter by surprise. Yashan Avishka 504 and Mahosha the 705. So both the batters had the fair share of facing little more than a couple of deliveries. That's up in there. A chance. And it is taken. There was a fielder down in that car region at deep. Got it exactly for that. And Ranjay bowling it out wide outside the off stump. Asking the batter to fetch it. There we go. The bottom hand coming off the bat. So not much power behind that shot. And a good catch from the fielder down in the deep. And just like that, the 4th wicket goes down, and South Asia Technologies now 59 for the loss of 4 wickets. And Yashan Avishka, he's going for 5. Risit Ishara. High score of 67 in 47 matches, so a very much experienced campaigner. Off the edge. And it runs away for a boundary. Doesn't matter how they come, as long as they're coming at this stage. A boundary of a very healthy edge. And it runs away for a boundary. There's a lot of discussions going around as to where exactly the fielders should be placed. Because Risit Tishara, with this experience, might just try to steal a few boundaries. The run rate has gone up to 8.4 now. They need a couple more boundaries. They need to make sure that they're utilizing the loose deliveries, the poor deliveries to its fullest extension. Anything around 90 to 100 has been the average score in this tournament so far, and we've seen teams chasing down anything above 100 as well. We saw one team, I think, during the last weekend, one team scoring 152 runs in their 10 overs, and the opposition teams chasing targets of 115, 120. So if anything is possible, if you put that term consistency right from the start, and it's all about consistency. If you consistently score 10 to 12 runs every over, that'll give you the edge, because that will help you to chase targets down with ease. And we saw earlier today teams, Akbar brothers, chasing down a total of 91 runs in just 8.1 overs. So it just tells you about the consistency. Once you have that consistency, once that momentum is set, even if you lose wicket, that momentum will be there. And for that, of course, you need capable players. But most importantly, it's about that momentum. It's about setting that momentum and creating that mindset within the team that if we are, at the same time, you should make sure that you keep your plan simple as well. 8 overs done, 66 for 4.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
It's about keeping the plans very simple as well. As much as you need consistency, in order to achieve that consistency, you need to make sure that you have a very simple plan on your mind. If you are chasing anything around 120, you just need to make sure that you are scoring at least 12 runs each and every over. And whenever there is a loose delivery, you go for it, you go for that boundary. With that kind of a simple plan up in the minds of each and every team member, it just makes things very easy, and it completely makes things less complicated. And that's what you need, a clear mind to chase a huge a huge total like that. It's been called wide. It was very slow through there from Sanat Dasanayaka. So far, it's been a real good performance, a bowling performance, I would say. People's Leasing, from People's Leasing, that was very marginally wide. Ah, that's a good shot. That's through the gap. It was up in the air for some time, but it was perfectly placed right in between those two fielders. Perfectly bisecting the gap. The third man and the point fielder had no chance, and it just landed right in between them. Just 3 fours and 2 sixes in these innings. That tells you the story so far. 71 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in 8.1 overs, and only 3 fours and 2 sixes in the innings. Now that gives you an idea of how people's leasing have been in control of this game right from the start. Not giving anything away. Off the edge. I might just run away for a boundary, as it does. Doesn't matter how they come. The run's going to be counted into your total. Swing and a miss. Hits the edge and it runs away for a boundary. 75 runs on the board for the loss of 4 wickets now. Couple of boundaries on the trot. That is exactly what they need right now, and they need more of those. Now that's up in there. That's gone. That was very close to that wide line. Most probably would have been a wide if he just let it go all the way towards the wicket keeper. But Rizit Ishara decided to poke at the ball outside the off stump. Not very committed to that shot. It was just poking at the ball. And just like that, the 5th wicket goes down. 75 for the loss of 5 wickets now. South Asia Technologies falling behind, crumbling behind. And Rizit Ishara is gone for 14 of 6 with 3 fours to his name. And that's a 6. First ball, Dilshan. Welcome to the crease, he says. That was touched to full there from Sanat. Outside the off stump, easy pickings, but Dilshan Madhuanta, his first ball he faced, and no hesitations whatsoever. That's a good shot. That's a good wrist work as well there from the batter. An expensive over. 15 runs so far with one more delivery to go. Good thinking there from the two batters. A single taken. Maharshada Fernando completely missed it, but a single taken nevertheless. 9 overs done, 83 for 5.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
South Asia Technologies, most of the batters getting their starts. Suviru Satnadu 16 and rest of the batters getting those starts, but none of those batters were able to consolidate themselves out in the middle. Lasanta Kamalal 15 of 11 and Rizit Ishara 14 of 6. Manindra 12 of 8. So a lot of starts, but nobody was able to consolidate themselves out in the middle and to put up a good show for South Asia Technologies. Right, last over. Gone. Stumped. Mahoshada Fernando trying to come down the track, but it's just that the angle which Isuru Gunasekara is bowling made it extremely difficult to cope up with that. Coming around the wicket, coming across as well. He's always going to miss out. It's always that natural angle that is going to take the ball away from the batter, Mahoshada Fernando. And Isuru Gunasekara has provided a vital breakthrough for People's Leasing. 83 for 6. A single taken, so a couple of singles so far in this over. Off the edge. A long chase for the fielder. And just enough. As he run down towards the boundary. Not intentional, but effective. And the score goes up to 89 now. It's turning out to be a good over. Yes, this boundary was very much unintentional there from the batter. There's been a good bowling display in his last over from Isuru Gunasekara. Even with that boundary, just 6 runs so far. Got a couple more deliveries remaining. That's up in there. Chance. Just landed in front of the fielder. It's just a single. Punch down the ground. And they're running. Oh, misfield. Would you believe that? Coming back for the third run. And gone. So 2 runs added to the total in that last over. Comedy of errors there from People's Leasing. There's a lot of singles which South Asia Technologies took as a result of misfields, overthrows throughout this innings. But nevertheless, a good bowling performance from People's Leasing. They've restricted South Asia Technologies for 90. They would have preferred to restrict them for anything below 80 or 90 because they were in control for the most part of the game. But just few of the edges ran down towards the boundary and few overthrows and misfields as well. These are some of the highlights. South Asia Technologies started their innings well, but started to lose wickets in regular intervals. That really made it difficult for South Asia Technologies to put something solid on the board. I still think they would have preferred to get anything around 100 to 110 because they had that kind of players to achieve that total. But and courtesy of some really good bowling performance from People's Leasing, they've been restricted for just 80 odd runs. It's been a good performance from People's Leasing. Few edges running down towards the boundary. A few good shots played right throughout the ground as well, and made things very much possible for South Asia Technology. But these bowlers will have something to bowl at. That's the most important thing. The bowlers will have 80 odd runs to defend. If they can defend this total, that would be a really, really good effort against this People's Leasing side. It's not going to be easy by any means. They need to make sure that they're bowling well right from the start, on the point, not giving anything loose, and keeping it very sharp and straight as well. If they can do that, I'm sure that South Asia Technology would give them a good fight in order to defend this 92 runs. So, as I mentioned earlier, lots of starts taken by the batters. Saviru and Lasantha Kamalal, the two openers, looked solid out in the middle for 16 and 15 runs respectively. But none of the batters were able to consolidate and to put up something solid and to put up a good partnership to get this South Asia Technologies innings go past 100 runs. But 92 runs is what they get in that 10 overs with 6 extras. Looking into the bowling, Ruan Fernando was the pick of the bowlers. 2 overs, 13 runs as he completed these completed 2 wickets. It's just 6.5 economies, and got Sanat Dasnaik 1 wicket for 25, Dhananjay Kappagoda 1 wicket for 9, and Isuru Gunasekara picking up 1 wicket for 18 as well. Wickets falling in regular intervals. That opening stand was was the better of those partnerships that we saw in this in this game for South Asia Technologies. But then soon after that, wickets started to tumble one after another in regular intervals. So 92 for the loss of 7 wickets, and there we go. The target is set for People's Leasing. They did 93 runs from 60 deliveries. So we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the run chase. So until then, stay tuned with Sporty.lk.
Good evening and welcome back for the final session of the day as People's Leasing are chasing down a target of 93, which was posted by South Asian Technology. They've got their work cut out, the South Asian Technology team. There's not much on the board. 91, as you can remember, in the morning, was chased down easily. Here you are. 93 runs to get from 60 balls to win this match for People's Leasing. No doubt they've got their batting lineup covered. They've got good batsmen in there. As I said in the morning, quite a few familiar names from the school level we could see in this match. So South Asian Technology will be keen on taking wickets. Early wickets will be the key. Interesting fielding setup. The leg side is fully covered. 3 fielders inside the 30-yard circle on the leg side. 4 fielders rather with the short fine. And 3 fielders inside the 30-yard circle on the off side, along with a third man at the boundary. Here comes the first ball. Good ball to start up with, but the umpire is denying it. But a very good shout. The replay could be interesting. Oh. Unlucky. Was it the bowler? It's Yashan Kavishka for South Asian Technology. Again follows up with a good ball and good return as well. He's pumped up. He's well in the game in his mind. Isuru Gunasekara is the opening batter for People's Leasing. 39 matches. Highest runs of 63 and averaging 22 with a strike rate of 81.58. Here comes Yashan. Again, opens up the wicket and goes down the boundary. That's good fielding. Very good fielding effort. And is there a run-out chance? The urge from the dugout can be heard. It was a good shot and a very good fielding effort by the fielders. Had it been a good throw, it would have been interesting. Bowling quicker, Yashan Avishka. As I mentioned earlier, he's well pumped up. This is what they wanted, the South Asian Technology. Yashan Avishka, 74 games behind his name. Best bowling figures of 4 for 40 and an economy rate of 5.05. An experienced campaigner. And he is determined, as it seems. Can he get a wicket? Can he get an early wicket? It's over the infield. He couldn't catch it. He couldn't collect it cleanly at the first go. The fielder at the mid-off. The shot is not convincing. Still hasn't found his rhythm. Isuru Gunasekara. Again bowling in good spots, but he's unlucky to receive a boundary. Isuru Gunasekara scores a boundary off the last ball. It wasn't hit firmly, but there was no fielder at square leg. People's Leasing 9 for none after the first over.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
People's Leasing 9 for none, and spin has been introduced. It's Samudra Jailat, beg your pardon. 49 matches, highest runs of 57, averaging 20.93, 21 almost. And with a good strike rate of 120. Can Jayodhya Amarasinghe defend this man? A good shot and a good catch. Yes, Jayodhya can. Got the first wicket. The wicket of Samudra Jailat. Well flighted delivery. That's good fielding. He was running back and got steadied himself under the ball and took the catch. Samudra Jailat leaves without troubling the scorers. People's Leasing 9 for 1. New batsman is Chatura Anuradha, who is out for People's Leasing matches. 42 matches for him, averaging 25 with a strike rate of 65. Good ball to start. Jayodhya Amarasinghe, since he came on, he knew where to bowl and which pace to bowl in this wicket. Again, but straying a bit wider. That's a wide. Now he is darting them in. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky for the bowler. That's 4 runs. And Chatura Anuradha gets off the mark with a lucky boundary. Two balls before. A wicket fell down and He was trying to bowl on this line, and the batsman knew where he was bowling at. Jayodhya Amarasinghe. What can he do now? The third man has become finer. Stays on the back foot and cross bats to mid-off. Just a single to Chatura Anuradha. And Isuru Gunasekara is back on strike. He scored a boundary all right, but it didn't seem that it was a shot of confidence. Jayodhya has got 2 more balls to finish off this over. And Isuru Gunasekara welcomes him with a 6. Here comes the confidence. This is what was being asked from the batter. Are you confident enough? And he said, yes, sir. The over started off with a wicket, and suddenly, with a few shots here and there, it has become a reasonable over for the batting team. 12 runs off it so far. People's Leasing need 72 runs more in 49 deliveries. Pulling himself back is Jayodhya Amarasinghe. Maybe he's in 2 minds. That's very good by Isuru Gunasekara. He's not letting the bowler to be settled. That's up in there. That's a chance, a definite chance. Very good catch. A very good catch. Jayodhya gets his man. A wonderful battle between the bat and ball. And this one was won by Jayodhya Amarasinghe in the last ball of his first over. That was an invitation. Isuru grabbed it with both hands, but the fielder was ready and he took a good catch running back. Isuru Gunasekara has to go. 2 wickets down. People's Leasing 22 after 2 overs.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Sanath Dasanayake is in for People's Leasing. They need 71 runs more in 48 balls. They've got 8 overs. The current run rate is better than the required run rate. The current run rate is on 11. The required run rate is on 8 and above. The last wicket was unnecessary, I should say, from the batting team's point of view. They had the runs. They had 22 runs in 2 overs. Dilshan Madhuwanta is with the ball. Very good shot. Found his spot cleanly. Chatura Anuradha scoring a boundary of Dilshan Madhuwantha. Good placement. He had the field set up in his mind. Now a reverse sweep. But there's protection at the boundary. One could say that was also an unnecessary shot after a boundary, the reverse sweep. But these are the risks that these modern day batters are taking. The bowlers can take advantage of them and get their wickets, get their men, if they are watchful. Bowling outside the off stump, the umpire calls it a wide. Dilshan Madhuwantha is not impressed. 6 runs with a wide so far in this over. 4 balls to go. Again in the same spot, and the umpire this time is on his side. Sanath Dasanayaka still to get off the mark. That has to be a wide. 2 wides in the length of 3 balls. Here comes a big shot. Or is it a chance? A fielder under it takes it comfortably. Oh, Sanath Dasanayaka, what were you doing? Now it's 3 wickets for 29. They had all the runs covered in this over. And then he did this. Easy catch down to long off. Sanath Dasanayaka is the man to go. People's Leasing 29 for 3 now. Ishan Vikramatunga is the new batter. 7 matches, 86 runs at an average of 17.20. Opens up the wicket and goes for a shot. Just a single down to mid-wicket boundary. Ishan Vikramaratne must be there on a mission. He must be a pinch hitter. They need 63 runs to get off 43 deliveries. Chatura Anuradha will have to bat along. Again, nicely swept by Chatura. And it goes for 4. This is what they can do. These are safe options. The runs are all over the ground. If your options are wise, if you take the wiser options, the runs are there for the taking. That's the end of the 3rd over.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
People's Leasing chasing down a target of 93. still on 34 for 3 after 3 overs. Chamod Ratnayaka has been introduced into the attack. Can they get a wicket here? A wicket would be very, very interesting. Easily played by Ishan Vikramatunga. Just a single. Now 58 to win from 41 balls. Current run rate looks healthy at the moment. They should not take unnecessary risks. These are Chamod Ratnayaka's stats. 27 games for him. Best bowling of 6 wickets for 46. That's impressive. Goes back and pulls. First run completed. Is there a second? No. He was quick onto the ball, the fielder. Now Ishan Vikramatunga. He has been sent in to score some boundaries, as it seems from here. And he is unable to do so. Chamod Ratnayaka gets his man. That's the 4th wicket going down. It was kind of a carom ball. A mystery ball, we should say. Vikramatunga going back to the pavilion. People's Leasing 36 for 4. People's Leasing still need 57 runs to win from 33 balls. As Rumesh Mendis takes guard. This is good bowling by Chamod Ratnayaka. He looks to me as he's bowling quite a lot of mystery deliveries, mystery balls. Again, goes down to long off, just for a single. South Asian technology look to have few options back in their hands. Chamod Ratnayaka obviously can bowl another over. And that's gone. That's the 5th wicket going down. This is very, very impressive by Chamod Ratnayaka, getting his 2nd wicket for just 3 runs in an over. This is what the doctor ordered. Oh, plump in front. Chaturanga. He was trying to play along, but he has to go. People's Leasing 37 for 5.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දිග පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
The game is evenly poised at the moment. It has become very interesting in the last few overs with the wickets going down. The bowlers have come into the game big time. Rumesh Mendis is the new batter and tries to slog sweep. Another dot ball by Dilshan Madhuwanta. 12 runs taken in his first over. Well stopped. A chance of a run out, is it? But the batters have completed the second run. It was a good stop by the fielder at backward point. That's Shamod Ratnayaka just after his over. A good return would have been interesting. Anyway, where is this game going? Here comes the slog sweep. Oh, that's a misfield. That's very, very unfortunate by the bowler's point of view. He should have stopped it. These are important runs that they are leaking. He was running in for the catch. But when you run in, always have an eye to stop the ball. Short ball, but he couldn't punish it. Rumesh Mendis looks to be a big hitter. Now Shahan Hettiarachchi is taking guard against Dilshan Madhuwanta. What can he do? People's Leasing need 49 runs of 32. And they are fighting. That's another single. No chance of a second run. Now every fielder of South Asian technology will have to keep an eye to be on their toes. The ball is up and it goes for 4. This is very good batting, very good counter-attacking by Rumesh Mendis. Tells us how important his wicket would be. He's a fighter. Good shot down the ground. Got the boundary he needed. That ends the 5th over. People's Leasing needing 42 of 30. 51 for 5.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Right, 5 overs done. 51 for the loss of 5 wickets. We're in for a very tight game for sure. People's Leasing going well at the moment. 51 for the loss of 5 wickets. You can see that the required run rate and the current run rate are well in balance. 42 runs required now of 30 deliveries. That's a good looking shot. Maybe just a single. That was too good of a shot for just a single though. Nevertheless, they need to make sure that they're not piling up on dot deliveries. (41 of 29). South Asia Technology is giving up a good fight here. This is what I mentioned now. They scored 90 odd runs, so the bowlers will have something to bowl at. But at the moment, People's Leasing just going a touch above the required run rate. That's a good looking shot, but there's protection in the deep. And for a moment, I thought he had his man out there in the deep. But has it gone all the way for a 6? Or is it a 4? I think it did went all the way. Yes, it did. That's a good shot. Rumesh Mendis. I was firmly struck. Right, so a 6 and a single. A quick single once again. Cut to Hari. Now that 6 will definitely change the whole momentum of this game. 34 of 27. There's one more 6 out of 4 will definitely make things much easier for people's leasing. Nine runs so far from this over. A couple more deliveries to finish things off in this over. Rumesh Mendis, he's on a mission. 21 of 9 for him. That's up in there. And no chance with the bowler. That was darted in. Rumesh Mendis trying to play it across the line of the delivery. Took the leading edge, went up in there, but no chance for the wicket keeper or the bowler. Right, so the last ball of this over from Chamod. 9 runs from it so far. Another chance. This time, he takes it. That's the 3rd wicket for Chamod. This time, Rumesh Mendis went to the same exact region to clear the boundary, but the connection was not powerful enough. It's a big wicket. It's a big fish. Rumesh was finding the middle of the bat quite well out there in the middle. But now he's gone. 6 overs completed. 60 runs on the board for the loss of 6 wickets. And they need 33 more runs in 4 overs.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
.33 of 24. Right, so Jayodhya already picked up a couple of wickets. Will bowl this 7th over of the match. 60 for the loss of 6 wickets. 33 runs off 24. It's anyone's game. It's evenly poised. It's well in balance. Gone. Nuwan Sanjeeva was very early to that shot. And Jayodhya Amarasinghe, a delivery that was slow through the air, floated in. Completely deceived the batter. And just like that, the 7th wicket goes down and People's Leasing falls further into trouble. Seven down for 60. South Asia Technologies in control at the moment. Ron Fernando, right-handed batter. Can he add some runs, some quick runs on the board now? This will not called wide. That was very close to the wide line, but well executed there from Jayodhya. Slapped hard down the ground for just a single. Still not out of the game yet, People's Leasing. They need 32 of 21. So obviously, a couple of boundaries will once again put them back into this game. It's just that they have lost 7 wickets. And I don't think both these batters are recognized batters who can bat under this pressure that they're in at the moment and to get some quick boundaries on the board. They need in excess of 9 runs per over from here onwards, at least 10 runs per over. Good delivery, really good delivery. Floating very slow through there. Juan Fernando has no idea on where that ball is coming in, and the pace is completely deceiving him. Last ball of this over, just a couple of runs so far. Just a single. 3 runs from that over. That's a good one from Jayodhya. He finishes off with 3 wickets for just 16. 7 overs done, 63 for 7.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Right, so 30 of 18, 7 down now. Manindra Jaytilaka, 28 matches, 26 wickets for him. That's a good way to start off with. That's in the gap. Couple of runs. They need boundaries here. Singles or twos won't really trouble South Asia Technologies. What they need right now, People's Leasing, is few boundaries in quick succession. 28 off 16. Swing and a miss, Shanet Yarachi. Swinging at everything, which is the right thing to do. And they need to make sure that they're getting that connections as well. Slapped across. With just a single. It's turning out to be another good over from South Asia Technologies. It's Manindra who's bowling his first over. Have given away only 4 runs so far. Last ball of this over. Just on the bounce. Just a single. 5 runs coming off from that over from Manindra, and now it's 8 overs completed, 68 for 7.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Right, so 68 for 7. 25 runs required of 12 deliveries. Ruan Fernando is on 6. Shehan Hettiarachi on 2. Now the new batters both from both the ends. 25 of 12. Only 3 wickets remaining for People's Leasing. Let's see what they can do. Swing and a miss. Not a swing actually. Ruan Fernando was trying to work that ball towards the offside. That's a good looking shot, but just a single. There's protection in the deep. A good throw as well. A good bit of fielding. Another dot delivery. Once again trying to work that ball towards the onside. Now this is really in favor of South Asia Technologies at the moment, because these two batters are clearly struggling to get the ball out of the park or to get that boundary. That would have been very, very close if that was a direct hit. That's up in there. A chance. And it's taken. That's the 8th wicket down, and South Asia Technologies further strengthen their grip in this game. And Shehana Hettiarachi finally tried to hit that ball out of the park, was trying at least. But then an easy catch towards the mid-off fielder. So the 8th wicket goes down, 69 for the loss of 8 wickets now. And Yasha Navishka picks up his first wicket in his second over. 24 more runs required of 8. Runs required of 8. Dhananjay Kappagoda, number 10 batter. Good ball. Right in the block call. The batter had to dig it out. A single taken down the ground, and that marks the end of the over as well. So 22 runs required of the last over for People's Leasing, and they've only got 2 more wickets remaining. 71 for 8 now.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
.22 runs required, 6 deliveries remaining. South Asia Technology. Well, it's not rocket science. They're on the verge of a victory here. And for People's Leasing, it's a very steep mountain to climb in this last over. 22 runs required. Manindra will bowl this 10th over of the match. A dot delivery to start with. Manindra is bowling well. He's floating it in. A quick single. South Asia Technologies did well with the ball in hand, knowing that they don't have much runs on the board. Yes, they had 90 odd runs on the board, but given how the standards have been set in this tournament with the bat in hand, a lot of teams crossed that 100-run mark, and 90s were chased down quite easily. Most of even today, Akbar brothers chased down 90 odd runs in just 8.1 overs. So by no means 90 was an above par total for South Asia Technologies, but it's just that now that's gone, is it? Nothing there from the umpire, and now is a chance. I don't think the bowler dislodged the bails properly. So having 90 odd runs on the board, I think the important thing was the South Asia Technologies picked up those wickets right from the start. They didn't really allow the batters to settle down and form any sort of partnership. They picked up those wickets in quick succession in very much regular intervals, making the run chase difficult by every passing over. This is the last ball coming up. 18 runs required. The game has been already won by South Asia Technologies. Here we go, the last delivery. Punched on the ground, and there we go. That's the game for South Asia Technologies. It's been a good performance with the bat. They were lagging behind a bit, but they still made 90 odd runs, and now with the ball in hand, they've picked up wickets in regular intervals and have completely outplayed People's Leasing PLC. So South Asia Technologies winning the match by 17 runs. So it was a quite comprehensive performance from them, as it will make things easier for them tomorrow as well to see whether they will get into that quarterfinals or the semi-finals and then the finals as well at CCC ground. So there's a lot of cricket remaining in this MCA T10 Super League 2025. It's the last day of the league stage, and a lot of teams eyeing on those net run rates as well. There's a lot of equations being called into to see which teams might get into that quarterfinals, which teams might get into that semi-finals, and then the finals. So it's a very tight game that is happening here at the MCA T10 Super League 2025, and indeed this was a very tight contest between the two teams. People's Leasing, right until that 8th over, they were in the game. They never really got themselves out of the game. They maintained a good, proper run rate. They were consistently hitting that 8 to 9 run mark, despite the fact that they lost wicket. Now, having a look at the batting performance, you can see that 3 batters getting into that double figures. Isuru Gunasekara 14 of 7, Chatura Anuradha 15 of 8, but it was Rumesh Mendis who really kept the People's Leasing afloat in that run chase. He got 21 of just 11 deliveries with 2 sixes and a 4. But at the end of the day, it was not enough for People's Leasing, as they were restricted for 75 runs for the loss of 8 wickets. So looking into the bowling performances from South Asia Technologies. Now this is where the real change happened, as Jayodhya Amarasena was the pick of the bowlers. Picked up 3 wickets for 16. Chamud Ratnayaka was quite brilliant as well, 3 wickets for 12. And then Yashan Avishka and Dilshan Madhuanta picking up wickets apiece. So it was a good comprehensive performance from there. You can see the fall of wickets. You can see how the wickets fell in regular intervals. First wicket went down at 9, then 22, 29, 36, 37, and then 60, 60, and then finally at 69. So wickets falling in regular intervals was one of the key reasons as to why People's Leasing lagged behind in this run chase. So they've been restricted for 75 for the loss of 8 wickets. So it's a win for South Asia Technologies by 17 runs. Now this was when everything started. South Asia Technologies, after getting that runs on the board, started well with the ball in hand to put some pressure, and they picked up wickets. As I mentioned earlier, they picked up wickets in regular intervals, and the batters of People's Leasing, though they picked up those runs in regular intervals, though they maintained a good run rate of 8 to 9 runs, they lost wickets in regular intervals. And there's only a certain limit where you can, push the game up to a certain extent when you have runs on the board, when you're scoring 8 to 9 runs per over. But if you end up losing wickets in regular intervals, there's a limit where you can go. And once you hit that limit, once the tail enders and the lower middle orders, once that's exposed out there in the middle, it's extremely difficult to maintain that momentum, to maintain that run rate of 8 to 9 runs. And that is exactly what happened to People's Leasing. They scored those runs, but they lost wickets in regular intervals. And once the low middle order and the lower order was exposed to the bowlers of South Asia Technologies, the batters struggled. They struggled to get those runs. They struggled to get those boundaries. And at the end of the day, People's Leasing ended up with just 75 runs on the board, so lagging behind 17 runs in pursuit of their run chase. So it's been a good comprehensive performance from South Asia Technologies, with the bat, with the ball, especially in the field as well. We didn't really see much in terms of misfields. There were quite a bit of overthrows and quite a bit of instances where the fielders were not covering up behind the stumps, but all in all, it was a good performance from them, with the ball, with the bat, and in the field as well. Now this was that last wicket, and then this was that last delivery that finished things off. It's a win for People's Leasing by 17 runs here at Dharmapala College ground. So this is having a look at the match summary. So we got South Asia Technologies putting up a modest target of 92 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in their 10 overs. Savidu Sathan 16 of 15, Lasantha Kamlal 15 of 11, and then Ruan Fernando picking up 2 for 13. And People's Leasing in reply restricted for just 75 runs for the loss of 8 wickets, with Rumesh Mendis, the standout performer, with the bat in hand, 21 of 11, and then bowlers Jayodhya Amarasena 3 for 16 and Chamud Ratnayaka 3 for 12 as well. So South Asia Technologies winning the match by 17 runs here at Dharmapala College grounds in Pandipitiya. So hope you enjoyed our live broadcast right here from Pandipitiya Dharmapala College grounds, as we brought you 3 matches of this last and the final day of the MCA T10 Super League, the league stage. And tomorrow we'll be having all the important matches, the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and then the finals as well, starting off at 2:30 p.m. at CCC ground. So it'll be played under light, so it's going to be a whole different experience for these players and for us as well. So stay tuned with us, and looking forward to have you tomorrow as well. Tune in to Sporty.lk to watch the live action of this MCA T10 Super League 2025. And until we meet again tomorrow, it's good night and goodbye.